What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I know a lot of you follow me for my film photography content, but that's just one of my hobbies. For some of my older followers here on TikTok, you might know that I started this account off as a car photography account. I was really big into car photography and just cars in general. So I thought I could do a little project today with you guys and kind of talk about this car. This is my 1990 Nissan 300ZX. Before I get 1,000 comments asking me if it's twin turbo, unfortunately it is not. It is a naturally aspirated Nissan 300ZX, but I bought it from the original owner. She bought it in 1989. This is a 1990 model year though. This was the first year they made the Nissan 300ZX. I've always loved the Nissan 300ZX. This is actually my second one that I've owned. I owned a 1993 300ZX convertible, and I did a ton to it and I ended up selling it. I wasn't a big fan of the convertible. Honestly, I always wanted the T-top, but I bought the convertible because it was what was local and kind of what was in my budget. But as I got older and I was able to spend a little bit more money, I found one that I liked. This is a very rare color for the 300ZX. This is called Gold Pearl, and they only offered it in the year 1990. So if you ever see a gold 300ZX, you know it's a 1990. So I figured I'd talk about the car and some of the things I've already done to it, and then I'll get into what I'm gonna do to it today. So if you are a JDM fan or just a fan of the 300ZX in general, then you probably see that I've got the 99J spec front bumper on here. They only offered this bumper in Japan in the year 1999, but fortunately you can still buy this part from Nissan. Which is wild to me. This car's over 30 years old, and you can still buy that bumper. So that was one of the first things I did to this car. Was I bought the 99J spec bumper, and I had it, paint matched to the car. So I lowered it on TN coilovers. I did drilled and slotted rotors on there. I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna let this plane pass for a second because it's pretty loud. All right, hopefully you can hear me pretty well. I am testing out a DJI wireless mic today. This is the first time I've used it, so hopefully the sound quality is pretty good. Originally, the Gold Pearl, for some reason, had like a platinum color mirror. It was almost like a gray mirror. So I had them color match the mirrors to the car as well. I just think it looks better. I obviously have very dark tint on the car as well. 5% all the way around. I did still-in Type 3 side skirts and door fillers on here, as well as I've got Anovia Elders on here right now. I'm fortunate enough that Fitment Industry sponsored this build, and they sent me over these Anovia Elder wheels and tires. I think they look great on the car. I might swap them out eventually, but I do think they look pretty good on here. I've got the stance pretty good. I think it's lowered just enough. It doesn't rub. I could go lower if I wanted to, but honestly, I don't want it to rub. Let me show you the inside because the inside's pretty clean. So the seats are all in great shape. It is an automatic, so I'm gonna get double hated on because it's an automatic and naturally aspirated, but honestly, I like manual cars. I would prefer this one to be a manual, and maybe I'll even swap it out one day. But right now, it feels wrong to swap it out because the car only has, right now I'm sitting at 74,000 miles. So whatever, I'm going to work with it right now. I'll keep it an automatic because I don't really care. I'm just driving the car for fun. And it's not like this is a super fast car anyway, especially the naturally aspirated. Oh, I did add this. I'm trying not to show you what I got going on over there because that's what I'm doing to it today. I did add this diffuser. I think it's from Z-Spec Design. And I've also put on a MagnaFlow catback exhaust, so it sounds pretty good as well. Let's see. Back to the interior. I obviously upgraded the dash to have CarPlay instead of having the old style that only picks up the radio. So it is super nice being able to have CarPlay in a car this old. I also replaced all of the seals. Is that a seal? I don't know what that's called. This is the seal around the window, and on the T-tops, replaced all of them so it looks, you know, just refreshed. I could have probably refinished the old ones, but just buying new stuff makes it look so much better. I replaced this whole window cowl. These are notorious for kind of cracking and just looking bad, so replaced the window cowl. It took like 3 months to get here. It was a pain. Jump into the back. Another part of this car that a lot of people have issues with is this third brake light right here. Let me focus on it. They turn red, like a reddish color, and mine was cracked. So I replaced that part. It was ungodly expensive for no reason at all. I think I spent over $450 for that stupid brake light. So it was a buy once, cry once type of situation. But altogether, I'm really happy with the car right now. I do have a big F40 style wing on order, but they tell me it's gonna take a few weeks for them to make it and send it to me. So I think that's what this car is missing is a wing. To me, it kind of, you know, the car looks great, looks like a sporty car, but then the back end is kind of lacking. So, but getting in to what we're doing today, I have ordered these JDM taillights. These are clear taillights, and I guess they only offered these in Japan because they're labeled JDM, but cool enough, you can still buy these brand new. They're kind of expensive as well. I think like $700 for this set. And the difference is, you can tell that on the American version, you've got this orange light right here, and the 300ZX is just in gray, and on the JDM version, the 300ZX is in red. It just looks better, and it's gonna look really clean. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. I've got to like take the whole trunk apart to get to them, and I've got to clean off the old glue and stuff like that. So I'll get you set up in a good spot where you can see what I'm doing, and I will show you what it looks like when I'm done. So this is what it looks like before, and I will get a shot of it once I'm finished. All right, so let's get into the hatch here. I did replace the strut so it opens up by itself like that, which is nice. Okay, first job is to clean everything out of here, because I'm going to take these trim panels off to get to these tail lights to pull them out. So I'm going to clean all of this out right now. Also, the weather is not looking too great right now. Hopefully it doesn't start raining on me. I checked the weather though, it's not supposed to rain. But if you're a car guy, you know how that works out. You start cleaning your car and it starts raining about 5 minutes later, or 5 minutes after you cleaned it. So I'm going to take the floor mats out. This is probably where I'm going to find some stuff that needs to be cleaned. Whenever I bought this car, it had been sitting for like 5 years, and the owner thought it was a good idea to sprinkle baking powder all over the place because she thought, oh, it wouldn't smell weird whenever she decides to start driving it again. Well, all of this stuff got wet and is now stuck there. I tried vacuuming it out. I haven't really attempted actually like scrubbing it or anything, but just a pain. So I'm gonna get this floor mat out of here. Okay, so now what I need to do is I need to remove these 3 panels. I need to remove this centerpiece, and then this, and then that over there. And I think that'll give me access to the tail lights. Okay, I think I'm gonna work on this center one first right here. I got my tool set right here. I'm probably gonna need like a 10mm and an 8mm socket. Let's see. Take this off, unscrew this. Try not to lose any pieces. All right, I've got two nuts right here that I need to remove. And then it looks like that'll just come right off. So let's see if this is an 8mm or a 10mm. Also, I'd love to know if you have a project car, if you have a dream car, what it is. You know, I love cars. I love talking about cars. Anybody that knows me in real life knows that I talk about cars too much. Talk about cars and cameras. Unfortunately, my two hobbies are very expensive, so I'm sorry to my wife. I feel like all hobbies nowadays are too expensive though. So let me know if you have a cheap hobby. Maybe I should get into something else, because everything I want to order is like a minimum of $1,000, and cameras are worse. So maybe I can get into a cheap hobby. Maybe I could like collect marbles or something. All right, that was easy. I am gonna also go ahead and just remove these two pieces right here, and I'll try to get you a better angle. Am I missing something? Okay, let's see. All right, there it is. All right, gonna work on that last panel, and then I think I'll be good to start removing the taillights after that. Also, I might KMS if you guys can just hear me breathing, because I feel like I'm breathing so hard. All right, anyway, let's move on. I read online that it's best to remove the middle section first, so that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna swap the camera to this side, maybe put it on a different tripod, and that way you can just see me removing it. I think it's like 4 bolts on each one or something, so no need to like waste your time with that. All right, here we go. I'm gonna attempt to start removing the taillights. All right, I believe that I've removed all of the nuts. So I'm just gonna attempt first, before I break out my heat gun, I'm just gonna attempt to pull it off, see if I can do that. All right, first piece out. This actually doesn't look too bad, but new stuff will look better. Also, it's crusty, like I said it would be. So I'm gonna clean all this stuff out after I get the old taillights out. I'm gonna work on this one next. All right, this might be the part where I need to break out the heat gun, but we'll see. I'll be right back. It is working though. There we go. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side, and then I'll work on removing all of this old glue. And it is sticky. Look at that. Focus. I believe my new piece came with this too, so I'm gonna go ahead and just take that off. This one. There we go. Swapping sides, swapping sides. All right, gonna go ahead and heat up that side and pull it off. Hey, I'd call that a success. So now it's just about cleaning it up. So all I'm gonna do is I'll probably continue to use the heat gun and probably ruin a couple microfiber towels. So I'll speed this part up. Okay, so I just finished getting off the majority of the old glue. You'll never be able to get off 100% of it. But what's important is just having a good surface for the new glue to stick to. And also this is gonna make a good guide so that I know where to put the new glue. This stuff's still really sticky, so I think it'll be perfect for me to put the new glue down, and I should be good to go. I also went ahead and I cleaned up everything the best I could. This must be like a little scratch or something, but I've wiped all of this stuff down multiple times, and some of the stuff's just not coming off. So it's not perfect, but it'll all be hidden by the new taillights. All right, so I got my new glue right here, and I also grabbed a box knife or like a razor blade so that I could cut it, because I think they give you more than what you need, so I'm gonna have to cut the excess. Try to clean it up a little bit. All right, so I got one bead done. Just gonna do the, I'm gonna do the same thing to this side, and then I should be good to reinstall the new taillights. So this is it. I think this is the way it goes on, so. All right, and I think when I put the nuts on, it'll tighten it, it'll like kind of sandwich it all together. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. Just like you would tighten a wheel on a car, I'm gonna do the same way to kind of even out the pressure, kind of crisscross pattern. Yeah, and I can already see that it's pulling it inward, so that's good, because right now it's not flush at all. Let's keep moving. I think I'm gonna do the centerpiece last, since that was the first piece I took out. So we'll go ahead and jump over to the driver's side, and I'm gonna place that bead of glue down. This one on. All right, so I got both of the taillights on. I just need to do that centerpiece that's over there, and then I'll be able to start reinstalling all the trim pieces that I have all over the place. So this part should be pretty easy. All right, so I just finished. I just got everything plugged back in. Let me go ahead and try to show you. Everything's plugged in. So now I'm gonna start the car just to make sure everything works. And if everything works, then I will start reinstalling the trim. Okay, so it's bright outside, so you can't see that, but the lights are on. I'm gonna go press the brakes and re-watch this video to make sure the brake lights come on. And the turning signals. Actually, I'll test the turning signals first. The right is working, so now I'll test the brakes. All right, it appears that my brake lights are working. I'm gonna put it in reverse and see if my reverse lights are working now. Okay, so all of my lights are working. There's none out. So I'm not sure why I have that light on my dash. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. But also, they look so good. The Japanese just do it better. See, I've got this light now that says lights, and I did not have that before, so I'm gonna do a little bit of research. Maybe that's normal. These lights did come from Japan, so maybe there's something I need to do extra. But other than that, I will keep you guys updated. All right, I am back, and I figured out why I had that light. It's because the JDM bulbs come with a different resistance than the United States version. So I actually have to I have to swap out all of the bulbs, which will be fun. So I'll do that now, and I'll be right back, and I'll show you guys if it worked or not. And this is the after. It looks so much better. And honestly, it was a pretty easy install. It probably took me about an hour to do. I was dreading doing it because, you know, online I heard that it was a ton of work, but honestly, it wasn't bad. I mean, I've got a mess going on right here that I have to clean up, but the install was super easy. The hardest part was probably removing that old glue, but totally worth it. I mean, for a 30-year-old car, this looks amazing, so could not be happier. You know, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of you that don't really care to see it because you followed me for, you know, film photography, but I do think it'd be cool if I could kind of mix it up and, you know, show some car content every once in a while. I'll still obviously continue to make videos about cameras and make, you know, film photography videos, but this is just another one of my hobbies, so I figured I'd make a video about that today. So your feedback is very welcomed. I definitely want to hear what you think, and if hopefully I get better at this. But I am very happy. I think this looks awesome. I'm super happy with the way it looks, so let me know what you think.